So, suppose X is an element of the center. So
Mhm.
for all A that's an element of G, if this X A is equal to AX, so commutative to any element sa center. So therefore, ito po yung definition ng centralizer.
Yes.
So therefore, it's an element of the centralizer. Yung lahat po yung intersection ng mga centralizers. Conversely, suppose na ano pa yung X is a part of the centralizer for or for all A and G, then this is just the definition of the center, which is
Mhm.
any X that's commutative to any A. So for all A and G, so that's just X is it's an element of the center. So by mutual inclusion, kasi suppose X is an element of the center, tapos you got is an element of the intersection of all centralizers. And then yung isa naman po yung suppose na is an element of the intersection of all centralizers. And then you got it's an element of the center. So by mutual inclusion, they must be the same.
All right. Actually, first time ko nga narinig yung term na sinabi mo, mutual inclusion. But in fact, actually, it's a dual inclusion. Tama yung sabi mo. Ang
Opo.
yung first inclusion ng a set of centers towards the intersection of the centralizers and vice versa. So, ang ganda ng term, mutual inclusion. First time ko yung narinig actually. Pero
Opo.
understandable nga, tama nga siya to say niya it's a mutual inclusion. Okay, you're correct. Okay, tama. Ay, number 4 tayo.
For is ito. Uh, So, ito lang po yung long time given na, okay, there are subgroups of G for all A and G. So, any element of the center commutes with all elements of G. This is the
Mhm.
definition. So, since it's a subgroup, then X commutes with all elements of the center itself po. So,
Yes.
therefore, the center itself is an abelian group.
Okay, tama, tama. How about the other one?
So, inisip ko, I could not prove it easily. Yung, ano po, yung sinasabi nga po, direct proof. It's not possible, I think. So,
Mm-mm.
let's assume na G is not abelian. So, apparently, when multiplied with the identity, syempre po, it's a commutative for the
Mm-mm.
identity. So, therefore, the centralizer of E is the entire group kasi
Yes.
element is part of G. So, but G is not abelian, but since the centralizer is G itself, then so the
Mm-hmm.
centralizer is not abelian itself. So,
Ah,
the centralizer for any group is not necessarily abelian. Kasi kung yung A na po is the identity, then even if G is not abelian, then the centralizer is also not abelian. So, yun lang po. It's
okay.
not always abelian.
Tama, magandang counter-example actually. For when I was writing it earlier, actually you could argue as well na if you arbitrarily choose any element of the centralizer, say G sub 1, G sub 2, tapos no matter what na gagawin mo kung magko-commute siya, if you take the product of the two, hindi siya palaging possible because the centralizer only commutes with a particular element of the set. So yun lang, sa isang element lang yon. Unlike the center, lahat-lahat ng mga elements magko-commute siya. So maybe that's one argument you can think of, but in reality, presenting a counter example, it's good enough to say na the answer is no, na hindi siya palaging magiging abelian. Tama yung counterexample mo.
Opo.
Okay, so far, do you have any questions? Madali lang assignment. Tingnan
Wala.
natin, sunod mong magiging assignment. Bigyan ng
Although,
challenge ka agad, no? Pili ko madali lang sa iyo pero sa iba sigurado hindi to madali.
yun lang po. Check po po yung number one. So, number one is ito nga po. For yung the Z without zero,
Mhm.
non-negative but not zero. Oh no, nakasilaw.
Nawala
So,
kasi
yan
po
po.
kami kuryente kagabi.
Oh, ano po yung brown out?
Hindi nawala.
Hindi ano po parang
Nag-flicker po.
nag-flicker po eh. Hindi lang po sa amin eh. I thought baka sa amin lang, pero I asked yung neighborhood namin tsaka sa ibang areas. Ganun din daw po.
Baka may
Baka may
natamaan.
power fluctuation po kagabi.
Opo, kagabi.
I think
Kaya,
baka may natamaan, baka hindi nasira, pero nagka power discharge. So, every so often nawawalan siya. So, nagka-fluctuate.
Oo.
Kasi namawawala rin kasi nawala yung power na supply.
opo.
Okay, so ano daw is ZN is cyclic. So,
Ayan.
yung na-observe ko po, yung mga 2, 3, 5, 7 nga po. So, it probably is prime, but I have no proof. So,
Sige.
um,
Okay.
ano? ZN is cyclic. Dito.
Mhm. Okay.
Cannot possibly give you a generator of function.
Kasi next follow-up question dyan, it's after identifying that n must be prime, are all the elements or which elements are the generators yan, of Zn? So that's one follow-up question you could think of.
Lagi ko lang pa ng example muna. So,
Sige, go.
bak. Yan, di mo pala ako magsulat. Anyway, so, D6. Nasa split into.
Okay.
For 1. Hindi pala. Pwede na palang ano. Ano lang. For 1. Tinatapo yung notation. So, anyway. So, this is definitely not true.
Okay.
Hmm.
In mod 6, it's
Ah, nasa 12. So, ano na.
okay.
32. 2.
Okay, that's correct.
Hanggang 3 lang po ako para mabilis.
Okay. Pwede yung una mo na 2 raised to 1 mod 6.
Ay.
Yan. Puro 3. Hindi siya lalabas dyan.
So now, what if ano yung isla mo? Tapos, kung 1, 2, 4.
Yan. Okay. Yun. Okay.
Sir, matama ko, sir.
Okay lang.
Ay, masing sir, wala akong taga
Last is 4, which is also a generator in Dota. So, four to four.
Okay.
So, yung ngayon po, yung kailangan is yung, ano tawag doon, yung prime factorization natin. So,
Mhm.
prove na, prove any and the last one, and yun na lang. Matutawagin ko. Actually, it's not enough kasi kailangan po mag-cycle through all of them.
Mm-mm. So meaning, may nag-exist na mga numbers not necessarily as generators. Like from your case here, 4, it's not a generator. So can you right away deduce ba na which one of these are generators?
It looks like yung prime din po eh. So,
Yes.
pero yung ano doon, how to prove na yung prime are the generators for the prime end.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we will find out later from one of the properties na meron tayo na we will be discussing right after this example. Makikita mo, some of these, ito palang possibility why you have a generator. Kailan siya nagiging generator din?
Paano ba ito mag-prove? Into the something to the ano ba? Is it producing all of them?
I think ang sa ngayon, isipin mo muna, Joshua, is it always ba that when n is a prime number, so is it always cyclic? So I mean, there will always exist a cyclic, a generator from this list.
I think it's 2. So, always na po siya. So, lahat ng prime numbers below it. So, lagi yata yung
So meaning, yung suspect mo, yung 2 for all prime numbers n will be your generator.
So, kung mapaprove na po yan, siguro.
Oh, you can look at the powers. Hanggang kailan yung powers ng 2, given that your powers would reach until before. Di ba ang powers na you are setting is from 0 to p minus 1. So in this case, hanggang 4 ka. So will it generate the whole? And then from there, you can right away deduce, okay, si 2 pala, pwede generators for all.
That will prove na ito po is already cyclic kahit na isa lang po.
Yes.
Pero
Tama.
yung,
Specific.
doon po, kung how do I prove na yung primes are the only and po.
Ayun, hindi pa natin yan magagawa sa ngayon. If indeed the primes are the only ones.
Wala pa po yung tools for yung proving.
Kasi isang tool dyan is you have to do some prime factorization ng inyong Zn. Although sa ngayon, wala pa tayong tool doon. So we will be looking at it in the future. So yun lang muna. Ang 2 ba generator palagi siya for ZP or when n is equal to P.
To the modulo. So dapat is
Parang you are also proving that 2 raised to k or 2 raised to some number modulo p is an element of from 1 to p minus 1. So pwede ganun din ang magiging line niya.
So ito rin, these are 4 and 1 are also elements. But it does not suffice na 4 and 1 are elements doesn't mean it's a generator. Kailangan po 1,
Yes.
2. For all. So kailangan po must generate all of them. So paano kayo? How do I prove na possible po yung it's an element pero yung ito po it needs to be all elements must be generated from the 2.
Yes.
Ayan.
So evaluate mo per powers of 2 and modulo. Particular modulo to the prime. Kasi sure ka if the prime is ang powers is below p, it's always the actual number. But beyond that, yun yung medyo doon ka na mapapaisip.
R. Okay. So pwedeng gamitin yung R for all prime numbers.
Sige, can I give para at least can I give this again to you as an assignment? Medyo try to think about this. Kung paano mo siya uh, i-argue. Particularly, it's the same thing as saying na kung totoo din ba ng powers of 2 mo under modulo P are the complete enumeration ng Z star P mo.
Opo.
So, ganun din. Medyo kung gusto mo isulat mo siya, ang powers of 2 mo to raise to some K modulo P is an element of the set from 1 to P minus 1. Parang ganon. Or element lang. Pwede naman element siya. Yan. Yan. So, for all K, you can think about it for all K. Actually, kung isipin mo, complete enumeration, no? Kasi pwede naman na kukunti lang na K.
Baka ano na to. So, itong key, mababalik po siya doon. So,
Yeah, you can think of it. So, meaning bawat pag-enumerate mo per powers, andun siya palagi. Walang magdodoble. It will always be unique. Maybe you can think of, nasa loob siya, tapos second, unique siya. So, that could be something you could think of.
opo.
Ang K mo nga hanggang ano lang nga eh. Ayan, pwede. Ang K mo is from 1 to to P minus 1. Pwede din yun. Okay? Can I leave this as an assignment to you, Joshua?
Opo.
Ayun. Dagdag mo na lang sa next natin na assignment.
Opo.
Alright, so sana ba tayo last time? I think ang last na discussion natin, please, dali lang mag-share screen muna ako dito on my side. I think yung last natin na pinag-usapan has to do with a theorem. Saan na yun? Theorem. Uy. Ayun. Medyo may delay lang, I think, a bit of this my screen. So I think with the last time we proved, particularly itong theorem na to. So this theorem tells us that when you have dali lang Joshua, dali lang.
Pero,
Joshua, can we have kasi may turn over lang sa akin. Maybe can you give me 5 minutes?
okay po.
Order of the cyclic group. The cyclic subgroup generated by the same element. So yun ang notation natin. So every time when we consider the order of the element, it's just like saying anong order ng subgroup generated by that element. So that's one. Second is that if you have a raised to k, it's equal to the identity element. Therefore, we're saying that the order of A divides K. Can you somehow make sense of this? Bakit the order of A divides K?
Yung reason na po?
Ito, halimbawa, sabi dito, is that when A is raised to K and it's equal to the identity element, so therefore, ibig sabihin yun, ang order ng group, it's a multiple of K.
Hmm.
What do you think? Bakit ganun?
Bakit ganun? If we divide, mm,
Ito ng ano, I'll give you a hint, Joshua. If A is raised to the order of A, this is equal to what?
A is raised to the order of A.
Naalala mo pang order of an element when you, ano yung order of an element?
Element, wait about. I don't think order of an element of an element of a group. Yung ano po na yung parang ano, yung smallest possible integer na ano po yung it's the inverse.
Not necessarily the inverse, the smallest possible positive integer nga ano siya, anong gagawin ng integer na yon?
Mm,
Order ng element. Oh, na ano yan, nalimutan mo na. It is the smallest positive integer such that when you raise that when you use that as an exponent of your generator, magiging identity element. Yun yung pinakamaliit na number. Meaning below that, wala nang ibang number pa. So the question is, if that is the definition of the order, so bakit it divides K? Where your K is about, when you raise your K to A, it's equal to the identity element. So you can imagine this ito. If you rewrite this, ano ang another definition ng ng order of A divides K?
ay, yan. Yung order of A divides K. So, let's say yung ano nga po, ano na, dapat A to the M is equal to A. So, if the order is yung M nga po, so that is, pwede ba mag-log? Hindi yata na. So, kailangan mag-divide yung M tsaka K. Yes, kasi yung smallest yung ano po eh. So, yung smallest is the order. So,
Yes.
and yung ano po, any, brain fog mo ako. So, yung any number, tapos raised to an exponent na multiple nung ano po, nung already existing na exponent na modulo is known. So, it will be the same modulo po, same remainder. Kung it's a multiple of that. Kumbaga po, a to the p is equals modulo n is equal to 1. So, a to the 2p modulo n is also equal to 1.
Although not necessarily this is in terms of a modulo, but di ba you could think of this that K, the order of A is just a multiple, di ba? Multiple lang to. So it's equal to K. For some, say sabihin natin ng letter S.
No,
For some S.
hindi pala modulo. Hindi pala yung
there. Ayan, multiple. Ayan. So in this case, kung if you have now A raised to K, so it's just like saying na this is A raised to order of A raised to S. So ito automatic, you will have the identity element raised to S. So therefore, this is just equal to E. So yun lang naman ang ibig niya sabihin. Meaning to say, bumalik ka lang, nag-cycle lang siya ulit. Alright, medyo nakuha mo na ng Joshua?
Awa.
Alright. Next, ito ang next na item. Observe this, ang third na corollary kanina ng theorem. If the order of G is finite, meaning finite group lang siya, and si A and B mo is equal to BA, meaning not necessarily your group is abelian, ibig niya lang sabihin arbitrarily chosen lang naman si A and B, but A and B commutes to each other, then the order of the product AB divides the order of A times the order of B. Ayan. And I want you to make sense of this. Bakit? Maybe some ano lang, some argument bakit totoo ito.
So, ano daw, yung, ano ba yung ano? Okay, so
Maybe you could start with this. Ito. If you raise your AB, raise to the order of AB. Yun lang tayo mag-uumpisa. Para at least may ano tayo. To start with. And obviously, this is just equal to
identity.
identity. So now, parang nakapagtataka, bakit kailangan medyo may pagkaabilyan? Yan.
Okay.
Di ba? Bakit kailangan siya?
So, maybe that's equal to yung ano nga po, yung isa din. AB to the BA, siguro. Or BA to the AB. Order of AB.
Hindi sila lang dalawa, pwede mag-commute. So, try to imagine to expand this. Oh. Expand mo lang yan. So, you can expand this as, di ba, AB times AB times AB. And there are
Order of AB times.
order of AB times to. So, there are order of AB times.
So kailangan siya mag-commute para pwede na pong i-collapse siya into
You're correct.
A to the order of AB and B to the order of AB.
Yes. So, kung i-collapse natin to, A times A times A up to A, B times B times B up to B. So, there are order of AB of them and order of AB of them. So, ibig sabihin, obviously, ito, ang question lang is that we don't know yet anong order ng A, anong order ng B, basta alam natin it's order of A and order of B. But if you try to look at this, bakit yan magiging totoo?
Okay. So, E to the... No, wait, that's ito yan po pala is equal to the identity. So,
Yeah.
that's equal to A to the, yung ano po, yung order of A lang and B to the order of B lang.
Yes. So in other words, can we say this, ito Joshua, pwede ba nating sabihin that the order of A, automatic ba magiging order of A times order of B? Ito, tama ba yan? Equal sila?
No.
No. Pero kailan sila magiging equal?
Nagiging equal wait naman. So yung ano, so yung A nga raised to the A tapos yung B raised to the B. So that's magiging equal yan pag order of A and B and C. Wait naman. So, kung since I do ano so, ano ba yung A?
I'll give you a hint. Anong relationship ng orders ng dalawa? Di ba order sila, number sila? So, anong klaseng mga numbers ito? Yung dalawa na yan.
Nung A and B mo?
Oo, ng orders ng A and B.
Hindi ka ba na umalis? Na. Anyway, so yung ano mo, so yung orders ng A and B, kasi parang kailangan ba sila na ano? Meron yata akong naalala na they need to be, are the elements ba mo ng ano? Elements ba sila ng group? Yung distract, anyway, so yung ano ba yung...
Parang distract ka dyan,
So anyway, yung ano, talagang yung, I think the orders of A and B are, ano, elements ba sila ng group? Or may...
Not necessarily elements sila. But maybe can you think of anong kailangan ng dalawang orders na to, ng product na to, nga magiging pareho lang talaga siya kahit ang order ng product.
Dapat zero. Kung zero yung A and B.
Not quite. Not necessarily. Kasi they are groups eh. So therefore, parang imposible. Ang groups palaging may minimum element, which is the identity element. So, palagi siya may laman.
Ba yung special sa ano? Order of ano na?
Spirit ba?
Wala mo, baka kaya ba to?
Sige. Go. Go,
Hindi
Joshua.
ko pa nakuha mga yun na yun. Mhm. And then, okay. A to the B, complete, then ganun. A B, plus A B, equal to A the, ay, may lang mo. So, sort ko lang po siya.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
A to, A to the, A to the B. Not sure. Sure niya. When, hindi ko na ilalagay. So,
You may think of it intuitively. Parang, you imagine si AB, sulat ko si AB, ito, halimbawa, let me turn this into blue, ito. Si AB, ayan. You raise it to the order of AB. So obviously, this is just the identity element. Okay. So now, the question on the orders of A and the orders of B. Sabi natin, if A times A up to A, if you take the product of this A times, obviously, this is just the identity element. And ganon din, B times B up to times B, this is the identity element. But now, try to imagine, ilan to siya? What kind of numbers are these? The orders of A and the orders of B. And bakit it divides this? Ito yung bakit divide siya? And kailan siya magiging equal? Divide siya, well, obviously, kasi powers of, multiples of the orders of the product. But kailan siya magiging equal? Yun lang. So, anong klaseng order ang A in relation to order ng B? By the way, Joshua, kung hindi mo siya maisip ngayon, if you would like this to be your assignment, so pwede ko i-assign sa'yo as assignment. Balikan natin sunod na meeting.
Okay, so yung ano po tawag doon? A tsaka B. So, yun nga po. A to the order of A is E. A to the order of B is E. A to the order of AB is E. Ano? A to the order of AB times E to the order of AB is definitely E. So, for ano dapat? For AB to equal the order of A times B, dapat A to the dapat, so pwede ma-equal mo yan. So, pwede na sabihin na, wait, pwede na yan, times, so, to the, no, it's not possible. So, pwede siyang i-decompose. So, A to the order of A times the order of B times B to the order of A times the order of B is still equal to E. Kung since a million naman, so A to the
Medyo
order
malapit ka na.
so A to the order of A to the order of B, so that's E to the B equal to times E to the order of A, that's equal to E. I mean, that's true all the time. So, yung E naman is,
Wala kang problema doon. Tama yan.
so, decompose nga siya, E to the order of A order E to the order of A order B. So, baka pwede siyang i-regroup. AB to the order of A times the order of B. So, paano kaya yun? Hindi. Okay na yung decompose siya.
Actually, nakuha mo ng original question. Ayan, tama ka na. So ngayon na sinasagot mo na, tama ba? Sinasagot mo na ito, kailan siya magiging equal?
Tama.
Ayan. So yun na lang, alam mo. Tama na yung argument mo kanina na bakit it divides the order. So ngayon pa, kailan siya magiging equal? Try to imagine, kailan ba nagiging multiple? What leads it nagiging multiple siya?
A to the AB, B to the AB. So, dapat multiple daw siya, no? So, so ko lang. So, dito is, no. A to the, so, pwede mo kong mag-share.
Sure. Sige. Gawin mo lang yung sharing. I think makukuha mo na. Ayan.
Tapos, na pala yun. So, what means it may be multiple? Okay, this is, dapat E times E para magiging. So, dapat E.
Tama.
So, therefore, dapat A to the E.
Automatic ba siya right away na magiging E siya kaagad?
Pwede pa lang something that's inverse.
Kasi kung automatic siya, medyo malapit ka na makukuha mo na siya kaagad.
Baka pwede i-discount mo yun. Yung
Oo.
pwede mo na siyang maging automatic. So, A to the something. para maging so paano mag-discount ng explicit inverse?
Parang ito is pwede mong sagutin, Joshua. Can the order of A divide the order of AB? And also, pwede din, the order of B ba can divide the order of AB?
Kung B divides the order of B divides the order of AB, then
Mm-hmm.
B is something, B is something times the order of B.
Yes, parang ganon. Pwede ba siya? Ganon din si A. Yan.
Pwede. Kasi mag-ano pa lang. Ito magiging E. Tapos ito ba?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's possible. So, nga po, E to the something times E to the something.
Tama, it's possible. Possible siya. So, from that idea, pag meron ka ng idea, so, makukuha mo na siya, kailan ba magiging equal yung dalawa? Hindi na siya nagde-divide.
If this is 1.
Pwede, if these are 1. So, kailan yan magiging 1?
When the order of B or A is 1.
Pwede, that's 1. What else? Meron pa yan.
So, dito nga, so, it's something times B. So, when that something is, ito yon the order of A is equal to the order, or the order of, and the order of A pala. When these are the same, so these are the same thing. So, pwedeng when all of them are the same. So,
when they are the same, pwede, pero not necessarily equal. Kasi sufficient na enough na A and B sa isang power lang can right away magiging identity element na siya. So meron pa.
aside from this being one, meron pa bang?
By the way, Joshua, pareho ba yan sila? Yung parang scribble mo, parang letter M, pareho ba na letters yan? Or pwede magkaiba?
Pwede magkaiba po.
Pwede magkaiba. So dyan, pwede sa magkaiba. So anong ibig niyang sabihin? So you can name it as M1, the other one is M2.
Q1, Q2.
Yan, pwede. Q1, Q2. Ayan.
So, this will be, wait lang. So, dapat po na, ito, A, B, tama. A, B, equal to A, B.
Kailan? Yan. So, question, anong Q1 mo at anong Q2 para maging equal siya? And what's the property for it to be equal?
Q1, A1. Q1, A is equal to Q2, B. Pero this is equal to this. So, dapat Q1, Q2, A, B equal to, of course, A, B. So, dapat Q1, Q2 equal to 1.
Meaning pareho silang dalawa.
So, pwedeng mag-inverse nga po sila. Tawag nito yung reciprocal niya. Or pwedeng both of them are 1.
Kasi hindi siya pwede mag-inverse of each other na integer except 1.
Tama. So, both of them have to be 1.
Pwede. Actually, pwede siya. Pwede nga. When Q1 and Q2 are 1. Meaning, The order of A, B, it's equal to A, the order of, or it's equal to B. May isa ka pa, may isa pang possibility, may isa pa.
Kung zero.
Pwede bang zero? Kasi order na to eh. May minimum order ka eh. 1 eh. Di ba ang order of the identity element is always 1?
Okay.
Ito, Joshua, kailan, sa Q1 times order of A, kailan yung Q1 mo magiging B? Or ang Q2 mo magiging order of A?
That only occurs when this is equal to that point. Okay?
When ano what?
When this is true.
Oh, yan, pwede. Oh, yeah, tama. When that's true. So, kailan? Kailan pala? Kailan siya magiging ganon?
Kailan magiging ito Q2 is A order.
Yes, oo. Di ba remember, ang order lang naman is a number eh. It's an integer. So, what properties of integer so far in the past lessons na ginawa natin, na palaging it will give you a good a good outcome like this.
So this is some integer times something to the some integer.
Mm-hmm.
To the pwede po ang to the ito. So order of when this is B, so when B is the identity, saka A is the identity.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Kasi si Q1 mo can be order of B. So Q2 mo it's order of A. Tama yan. Actually, there's no question on that. So, kung babalik tayo sa equality, so maliban sa 1, ano pa?
So, other than yung A and B being identity, pwede.
Gusto mo assignment mo muna? Idagdag lang? I think you could have more time to think about it. Baka mamaya hindi ka na makakatulog niyan. Sa pag-iisip, no?
Ay, ba pa to?
Actually, ngayon ko rin dito naisip eh. Pwede pala, pwede siya. Man.
Or when B is A.
When B is A, pwede din. Kaya pareho lang talaga. So parang A squared. Order of A squared.
Pwede na po yan. Yung when A is equal to B.
May isa akong Totoo ba yung kagad na the order of B squared is equal to the square of the order? It's a good question. Actually, magandang question siya. Sabi mo, A is equal to B eh. Pero is it true? The order of A squared, is it equal to the order, the square of the order of A? Napakama Ulo.
Kung A is equal to B, edi this becomes A tsaka to the A rin. Okay.
Kung
Tapos ito,
mga estudyante ko to, magtatanong parang sasabihin na nila, parang nagsisisi sila, nag-study sila ng theory sa math. Gusto niya, balik na tayo sir sa applied math. Ito kasi yung mga klaseng math na to makes us naging matalino. Kung ganitong mga math makes us really good. Ngayon kasi
Papaisip ko eh.
sorry, while nag-iisip si Joshua. Ngayon kasi I'm studying a particular in statistics, yung tawag yung Bayesian regression, kasi I'm trying to apply it to fisheries. So sabi ko mga ganitong math, people really appreciate it. Pero kung itong klaseng sinusolve ngayon ni Joshua, mga parang mental exercise.
ito ko yung Among Us.
Na-distract na siya. Bayesian inference. Yeah. Sabi yung Bayesian regression. Kasi kasi sa statistics, Joshua, meron dalawang point of view philosophies. Yung tinatawag ng frequentist, nagbibilang ka kung ilan yan. Tapos sa iba naman, you base it some prior information. So kaya diyan gumagamit sila ng tinatawag na Bayes theorem or some idea about the statistical distribution.
Yung Among Us na example, ito mo. Well, anyway. So, Among Us na example.
Ayun, na-distract na kita.
So,
Go back. Ay, pagawa ko na lang to as assignment sa'yo. Joshua, so una mong assignment, dalawa yan let me share mine. Share ko na lang para isulat ko na lang dito. Saan na yan? Share screen. Saan na yan? Ba't ang bilis sa'yo? Sa akin, ang bagal ako mag-share screen. Okay. Oops, saan na yan? And this one. Okay. So yung unang mong assignment is that based on this problem. So, kailan, nasagutan mo na to nasagutan mo na yan. So, kailan ng order of AB is equal to the order of A times the order of B. So, kailan yan mangyayari? Given the same conditions earlier. The second question na tinanong ko kanina, totoo ba to? When given A is equal to B, is the order of A squared equal to the order of A quantity squared? So, ayan. Totoo ba yan? So, ito yung magiging assignment na pwede mong pag-isipan. Okay, Joshua? Will that be okay? Okay na ba tayo mag-proceed, Joshua, for the next? Alright. Okay. Sige. Baka feeling ko, baka hindi ka makakatulog mamaya Baka iisipin mo to. So anyway, so let's continue with some of the properties of cyclic groups. Particularly, let's name the following theorem. Hindi naman name, kundi let's state the following theorem. Let A be an element of a group. Wala naman siyang sinabi about the group. And the order of A, it's equal to N. And some K, which is a positive integer. So again, wala tayong may sinasabi na si G mo kaagad, it's a cyclic group. But we know that you can generate from your element A of order N. And you will have the following. So then, first property is that the order of A raised to K is just equal to the set generated by the GCD of NK. So again, ang una mong statement dito is that if you generate a raised to k, it's the same as generating a raised to the GCD of a GCD of nk. So pareho lang. Second, so you can now name what's the order of a raised to k. So ang order ng a raised to k mo is just n divided by the GCD of n k. By the way, ano bang gamit ko nga? Parenthesis lang, no? Rather than naming it as GCD.
Pwede, yun yata po yung ginagamit mo. Yung parenthesis na mo.
Parenthesis. So let me erase it muna. Erase ko lang to para at least makasave ng space. So I'll just write NK dito and divides the order of NK. So yan. So ito yung theorem na ipoprove natin sa ngayon. So the first theorem is just equality. The first number sa theorem mo ito, you're talking about the equality of two sets. The second one naman is just a number, the order of a raised to k. Okay, let's prove the first one. So equality ng dalawang set. So meaning, yung term na ginamit mo kanina, mutual inclusion. So yan ay ipapakita natin ngayon. So the mutual inclusion ng dalawang equality that leads to the equality of the set. So let's prove the following. The first one. So para hindi tayo magsusulat ng GCD, let's name the GCD to be D, the GCD of N and K. And let's consider kasi D is just the GCD, so therefore, you can express your K as a multiple of D times R. So sabihin na lang natin times R. So for some R. Tapos, since you have the equality of two numbers, if you raise your A to K, it's just like equal to A raised to dr. Okay, so now, we can rewrite this as A raised to D raised to R. Right, so anong masasabi mo about A raised to K?
A raised to k is equal to a to the dr. So, ano ba ng GCD?
And again, ano sabi mo, Joshua? Sorry, hindi ko alam kung mahina lang talaga ang speaker ko or malayo lang ang microphone sa'yo.
Wala yung...
Yan.
Yan ba? So, masabi sa about a to the k.
Anong masasabi mo sa A raised to K with respect to A raised to D raised to R?
Apart from them being the same, D times R okay. So,
Ito ang pinoprove natin ng number 1 pala.
dapat D and R, Ako na. K. Ano bang pwedeng sabihin dyan? A to D is D is the GCD of N and K. So, A to the GCD of N and K. A to the R equals K.
If I write this, Joshua, since we know A raised to K is an element of the set generated by A raised to K, obviously. Pero can we right away say ba that si A raised to K is an element of the set generated by A raised to D based on this? Sa equality?
Kasi A to the D. So, yung generated by A to the D, yung sa kanina po,
Mhm.
sabi na anything yung may ano, ay, hindi pala na. Kailangan ganyan. Yung pala yung pinaproof. Pwede ba siya ma-imply? No.
Oh, pwede ba mag-imply? Yan yung ano ko. Tanong. Kailan to maging member? Kailan yan magiging totoo? Yung si A raised to K mo daw ay nasa loob ng set generated by A raised to D.
If, ano po tawag doon? A to the K is inside. So, if D and K are the same, obviously, if A to the K part of the generated. So, kung ano ba, hindi pala, ano po na, hindi pala cyclic yung, ano, kung cyclic yung group, syempre.
Oh, so far wala tayong may sinasabi na si click si group.
So, kung cyclic nga po, so it must be inside. Ano ba? Kung
Ito yung hint. Ito yun. Ito yung hint. Yan. Anong connection yan dito?
Kasi nasa loob po siya, so A to the D to something, eventually magiging R. So, magkakasama po siya sa K. Ay, magkakasama po si A to the K kung ito nga po is true. Kasi A to the D raised to something. So, maaabutan niya po si R. So, at one point, when the exponent is R, yung mapoproduce na po is A to the K.
Hello, Joshua? I'm sorry. I think mahina ang internet ko.
Hello po? Nag-freeze din po
Hello?
kayo. Hello po?
Ayun, sorry. I think naputol ang internet ko. May sinasabi ka kanina eh.
Yan. Hello po?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Ayun. So, kung yung 8 yung mapoproduce ng 8 to the D po, eventually, maaabutan na po si R as exponent. So, it will end up na magkakaroon po ng A to the K.
Yes. So in other words, na-generate si A raised to K ng A raised to D when it's raised to R.
Opo.
So in other words, kung ito na yung ibig sabihin, we're saying that A raised to K is a subset of, the set generated by A raised to K is a subset of the set generated by A raised to D. So that's the first one. So dapat mutual, yung sabi mo kanina na term, mutual inclusion. So ang kabaligtaran. So ang second part, we need to show the other way around. So we are left to show that yung A raised to D, generated by A raised to D must be a subset of the set generated by A raised to K. So yan ang next natin ipapakita. So this time, gagamit tayo ng definition ng GCD. Since, sulat ko na lang dito, since sabi natin kanina that D is the GCD of N and K, I think we were able to show this last time. So let's name S and T, which are integers, such that we can express D as a linear combination of N and K. So, pwede natin gamitin ganon. Napag-usapan ito natin last time, tama ba?
Opo.
So now, we can use this equality, pwede natin gamitin, such that we can write that A raised to D is equal to A raised to NS plus KT. So, pwede natin maisulat this way. But, again, we can simplify this as A raised to N raised to S times A raised to K raised to T. Ayan. But anong simplification nito ng equality based from what we have here from our assumption?
Yung ano pa na? NK. So, kung papag-combine sila,
Mhm.
ANAK to the ST. Abelian ba? Hindi yata na po na. It's not necessarily abelian.
Wala tayo may sinasabi.
Wala
If it's
pa din yan.
abelian.
A to the K. Tapos yung isa A to the N. Wait. The order of A is N.
So therefore,
That's the identity po yung isa.
yes.
S.
Okay,
So,
sulat ka. Identity na to raised to S times A raised to KT. Tapos, anong simplification? Anong last line dito pwede natin sulat?
A to the KT na lang po siya.
Ayan, A raised to KT. So therefore, from this, anong masasabi mo tungkol sa kailan sufficient na ba ito to give us this na yung the other side of inclusion? And why?
Okay, so kung A, D, A, K. So kung yung ano po ng AD will AK will generate AD kung siya po yung generator.
I'm sorry, Joshua, baka
Ano po,
nakaka medyo mahina ang internet ko ngayon. May sinabi ka kanina, anong sabi mo ulit?
yung AK po will generate AD at some point pag T po yung exponent.
Parang ito. Parang ganito na sinulat natin kanina. Ibaliktad natin siya. Si AD daw is an element obviously of the set generated by A raised to D. Can we right away say that A raised to D is an element of the set generated by A raised to K?
Yun po yung sasabi ko po.
Sorry.
Po. Kasi yung T is an exponent. Maabutan na po si T someday.
Okay. Sorry, nasabi mo na. Baka nung nagsasabi ka kanina na naputol yung internet ko. So, tama. You're correct. So, we're now saying that because of that, we have now shown that I'll make this as blue. So, yung A raised to D mo, the set generated by A raised to D is a subset of A raised to K. So, therefore,
they are the same.
They're the same. Okay. So, A raised to D is just equal to A raised to K. Yung mga set generated by this element. So, we were able to prove the first one. Ito yung una. Na-prove na natin yan. So,
by the way po, yung standard way of proving two sets are equal, yung proof to both of them are subsets of each other. Pwede ba pong prove that they are the supersets of each other?
Yes, pwede. Pwede pabaliktad din. So, it depends on how you do the presentation. As long as, ang technique nito, as long as you're dealing with sets, so ipapakita mo one is included, a mutual inclusion, as you have mentioned earlier. So, yun ang technique palagi. Okay. So next, ito number na. So order of A raised to K must be equal to N over the GCD of N and K. So ito yung papakita natin ngayon. So number 2 na tayo, no? Number 2. Okay.
So baka pwede pong assume na this is true, tapos prove na it is. Yung mo.
What do you mean? What do you mean na assume mo siya na it is true? Ano yung mean mo yung i-assume mo na totoo?
Yung A to the N over the GCD of N and K equals E. Baka pwede kaya po ma-prove na true yan.
Okay. Ulit again, Joshua, yung sinabi mo.
A to the K raised to N over the GCD of N and K. Baka pwede na po ma-prove na that's equal to E if we assume it's true.
So tapos, So parang sinasabi natin ito. Meaning A raised to K raised to N over the GCD. Let's name this as
Tama.
D. So ipapakita mo this is the identity.
It
Tama
can
ba?
be pwede rin pong contradiction. You assume it's not true and then we get a contradiction. Pwede rin po siguro yan.
Yeah, pwede. Pwede. That's one. That's one way. Tama nga, napaisip ka ako kaagad. So kung ito yung magiging ano natin, kasi pwede naman na umulit siya, di ba? Parang nag-cycle siya ulit. So
Tama.
may not necessarily be the minimum. But let's try to find out. So paano tong approach? Paano? We are to show. Parang we're saying, hindi ko pa ito na-try Sige, sulat natin ulit. So we are to show, asan na yan? We are to show that if you raise A raised to K with N divided by the GCD must be the identity element. So yan ang ipapakita natin. So the question is, paano? So far, alam natin, since given sa number 1 kanina, that the order of A raised to K and the order of the set generated by A raised to D are the same. So pareho lang. So we are also saying that this is the order of K and this is the order of A raised to D. Tama? So ayan. So now, ang kailangan lang natin, sabi natin kanina, if this is the order of A raised to K raised to D N over D is just like saying na this is A raised to D raised to N over D. Tama?
Tama.
Ayan. So hence, magiging A raised to N na to. But this is equal to the identity.
Ayun.
Ayun.
It's
But
done.
ito na ba yun? Parang gano'n, no? Ito na ba yun? Hindi pa convince Kasi pwede ito siya as, ang sure tayo, na ang order ni A raised to K divides N over D. Sure tayo niyan.
So
Kasi
it's not proven
pwede
po
siya
na
nag-cycle.
already.
So,
Hindi po
pwede
siya-
na yan. Ganun na. Cycle. Pero, pwede ba siyang automatic right away?
Pwedeng ano po. So, alam na po na, okay, so N over D yung yung it divides, pero it's the only. Only yata mo po siya.
Yes. Tama. So, meaning, magkiklaim tayo. Suppose, there exists a C na mas mababa sa N over D such that A raised to D is equal to E. Totoo ba yan? May mag-e-exist pa na mas mababa? Ayan. Try to think about it.
Meron pa bang mas mababa sa N over D?
Mhm.
So, kung mas mababa sa N over D, hindi na magka-cancel yung D sa isang side. Ay, hindi.
Yes.
Wait lang po. So, magka-cancel pala. Kasi mas mababa is even lower. So,
Yeah, okay.
wait. Meron pa ba? Kasi it must divide So, it must divide. So, dapat kung lower, baka N over 2D siguro po. Mga ganun.
Parang if you rearrange this, rearrange natin to So if you rearrange this, 'di ba, this is just inequality, positive naman to ang D natin. So you'll have a CD raised to N. Yeah? So
Tama.
meaning, what you're showing right now is if you raise this to CD, tapos if you raise this to N, sure ka, this is E. Yan ang pinaka-minimum na meron tayo. Ito ba, right away, magiging, so we're saying, E din yan?
There are reason na hindi po. Baka
Oo.
meron.
So what do you think?
CD is strictly less than N eh. So, is there anything strictly less than N that strictly less than the order that could possibly be the order? No.
So what's your response?
Hindi po. Wala yatang ganun.
Wala.
So,
Kasi si N is ang minimum. Yan.
Tama.
Tama.
Order's the minimum.
So therefore, ang tawag ko dito, ito na Harry Potter na contradiction. Kapidlat. So therefore, wala nang iba. So hence, we're saying, actually, erase ko, this is actually, so, ang ito, ang order ng A raised to K mo is exactly N over D. Ayan na. Or, in other words, ang D mo is just the GCD of N and K. So,
Madalas na po po. Nice.
yeah, nice. Ganda, di ba?
Opo.
Parang ano hindi ko alam magiging abogado ko ba sa huli kasi sometimes daw sabi nila ang mga mathematicians daw by the way mga mathematicians noon are lawyers.
Opo.
Reasoning po.
For example, mga lawyers noon si René Descartes, I think partly lawyer, partly ano din siya, assassin kasi
Opo.
parang para mang-assassinate pero nung huli puro math ng ginagawa. So buti naman doon siya nag-concentrate sa mathematics. All right. So any questions so far regarding this problem?
Wala naman po. Kasi ano pala, si Fourier yata, tapos general yata po siya sa Napoleonic Army.
Yeah, tama. Oo. Even si sino ngayon, ito sa physics naman si Schwarzschild.
Opo,
Yung one of those na
black holes po.
Black holes. Nasa
Opo.
gera din siya nung pinurove niya yung expression ni Einstein on basta may ginawa siya So, sikat yan sa black hole. Meron siyang may term na ginagamit ngayon sa black holes.
Partial radius. Opo.
Yan, Schwarzschild. Ayan. Now, anyway, there are corollaries based on this theorem. Meaning, in other words, from this theorem, malalaman mo na ngayon kung ano yung mga laman ng inyong orders ng mga generators nyo. Halimbawa, let's try this para at least some example lang. So, examples. Say, let's consider, halimbawa, the order of A is equal to 30. So, ang tanong, ano yung laman? You are to find the following. Anong laman ng set generated by A raised to 26? Ano naman yung set generated by 17? And A raised generated by A raised to, ano sa akin? 18. Ayan. So, ano yun sila? So, based on this, ito. From our set.
Okay, so A to the 26.
A to the 26 muna.
Okay, so the order is 30.
The order is 30. Tama? Therefore,
minimum, so yung ano po, yung order nga, so minimum para maging so maging E. So E
so dito
over...
tayo susulat. What's the order of A raised to 26? So gamitin natin yung yung formula. So magiging...
That's 30 over 20, the GCD of 26 and 30, that is 2. 2 ba? 2 yun.
Tama. So 2, therefore you will have
15.
Okay, so therefore meron 15 na elements ito. So ano yun?
15 elements. So alam na yung order niyan. What about by the way, ano pala po? Ito po yung use ng order of element.
Yes.
Yung how many elements, the order of the set it will generate.
Yes. So there are 15 of these. Pero paano mo siya i-enumerate? So gagamitin mo yung una kanina ito.
A to the Yun, yung mga GCD of
Ah,
N.
so magiging A to the
A to the GCD of 26 and 15. What's more? So 1. Wait. Ano
51.
pala po? N is
So GCD of 30 and 26. Tama?
so 2 rin pa rin po.
2. Ayan. So therefore, ayun na. Generated by A raised to the second power. So mas madali na siya. So obviously, dito ko na yung susulat sa taas kasi wala na tayong space. So magiging, obviously, yung E, tapos A to the second power, A raised to the fourth, hanggang anong pinakalas dito?
A to the, ano po? A to the, wait lang mo. So, hanggang A to the, hanggang 15 elements. So, 14 to the 28.
28. Tama.
Opo.
Ayun. So that's it. How about ito, yung A raised to 17.
Okay, so,
Pwede
30
tayo maghanap ko na ng generator. Anong generator na to? GCD between 30 and 17.
that's just 1. A lang mo.
Ayan. So we'll have 8. In other words, ilan to lahat-lahat?
Yung ano po, ilan ba? 30.
30. Tama. So we can confirm that A raised to 17, this is just 30 divided by the GCD of 30 and 17, which is just 1. So 30. Tama. How about the third one?
The GCD of 30 and 18 is 6.
6. Tama.
Yes, opo. So,
Ayan.
6,
So ilan ito lahat-lahat?
30 over 6. So, 5 na lang po elements.
So there are 5 elements. And obviously, yung 5 elements na to are
E hanggang 8 to the 24 po.
ayan, to the 24. And 24. All right. So yun na. Yun
Ano
ang
naman po? Yung nasa loob naman po is just 8 to the 18. Di that po.
Ay,
One
may
element
dot.
po.
Saan yung may dot? Kailangan ba? May pwede naman, no? Lagay ko na lang 8. So, pwede naman pala siya. Okay, tama. O,
Opo.
mag-dot ka pa. Okay. So, ayun. So, ito na lang. What we can do right now, next meeting ko na to i-discuss. Let's begin with the fundamental theorem of cyclic groups. May papakita ako sa iyo. Actually, we've been doing this for quite some time, yung work namin. Para is a little bit of inspiration. But before that, may question ka ba so far, Joshua?
Wala naman po.
On this topic? So meaning sa ngayon, wala tayong assignment. Kasi hindi natin naabutan yung ano, na kailangang magbibigay ng assignment except yung question kanina dito. Saan na nga yun? Ito yung dalawa. Ayan. Dalawang items na, ay sorry.
Hindi siya makakatulog po.
Yung po. Ano yung wifi.
Oh, medyo mahinang wifi ka. I think may sinabi po kayo kanina.
Sabi ko yung dalawang problems na hindi siya patutulugin.
Ala, may kanina din ang isa yung sa ano to, yung assignment originally. So kahit dun lang muna tayo magdi-discuss by next meeting.
Opo.
Okay. May ipapakita ako sa iyo, Joshua. Actually, I'll show you some of the works that I've been doing. Research work ko actually. Para at least you will see yung well, these are easy ones. Masasabi kong easy kasi hindi naman siya ganun kahirap. So let me stop muna my sharing of screen. So ito currently I've been working with I'm waiting for the publication of this work. So bibigyan kita ng copy once meron. Let me share. So ayun na ba? Ayan. All right. So I'll start with ito. Sana yan. Familiar ka ba sa Rafflesia?
Yung ano ba, yung flower that's stinky, very parang rotten pa yung amoy.
Yes. And currently, we have been doing this research. We are to model the growth of Rafflesia. Kasi, ito yung itsura niya. I'll show you parang overview ng work. Mathematics pa rin to actually. But ito yung ano. So, ang Rafflesia kasi napaka mysterious. It's number one, Rafflesia, it's a parasite. Ang tawag doon holoparasite because it's only a parasite to a particular species. Hindi siya parasite to many. So may isang vine lang siya na parasite. Ang tawag doon tetrastigma vine. So it's a family of grapes. So sometimes ginagamit tong vine na yan pang luto. Some of the species non na pang-asim. So I don't know kung merong ganyan na tinitinda sa inyo. But normally, ito yung parang growth niya ng Rafflesia. It starts with, kasi it's a parasite, so magkikling yan, tapos yung growth niya mag-uumpisa sa loob ng vine. So ito yung itsura. Then mag-e-emerge siya na parang, ang tawag dito, copule, na ito yung magiging itsura. These are my pictures actually sa field, kinuha
Wow.
namin. And then, lalabas siya na parang bud. Then later, ito na magiging itsura niya, part of the growth. And then finally, you will have a blooming Rafflesia like this. Ayan. So ito yung itsura ng Rafflesia. So then later, kung babae ito, it will produce a fruit after a successful pollination. Then it will
Nakakain
produce
po?
a seed.
Nakakain po?
Hindi. Hindi siya makain. Pero it's really stinky. Medyo a bit stinky siya, but bearable naman. Hindi naman ganun kabaho. And the purpose somehow, ang life cycle niya look like this. And it takes somehow quite some time to, mahaba kasing life cycle nito. From my estimation, it's around more than at least 2 to 3 years. Yung kanyang buong life cycle.
Opo.
So now, so paano siya imo-model? So the modeling will utilize some mathematics. So mathematics na ginamit ko are these mga famous na to ng mga growth models. And then I am to choose which of these growth models would be best fit. So when you're talking about best fit, so yung statistical yon. So pero what's mysterious about using these growth models, actually, hindi mo alam kung kailan siya mag-merge. Ang maganda sana kasi ito yung mga initial conditions na kailangan ko from time zero. But in reality, sa actual field data, wala yan. So mag-e-estimate ka. So to do the estimation, you have to do some algorithms. So magra-run ka ng particular algorithms para lang makakapag-estimate. So I use actually MATLAB dito as my programming language to be able to run the model fitting. And ito yung result. Asan na yung Ito yung naging result niya na, sana yan. Ito yung mga outputs at ito yung mga models na pagpipilian and which of these models are best fit. And ang napili naming model ay yung power law model. Itong best model to model the growth of the Rafflesia. So right after that, so ito na yung actual result, and you will use this model to do predictions. So for example, punta ka ng field, then may nakita ka ng size ng bud. So may measure mo siya. So the question is, what's the probability, when will this be magbo-bloom yung bud na yan? So you will be using this formula, pero you have to undergo what you call Monte Carlo simulation. So pwede mo yan hanapin. Na-undergo mo yan?
Ano
Monte
po
Carlo?
yung shotgun po, tapos natitignan niya po yung yung marami-marami po. Yun yata po yung
Yes. So yun ang ginamit ko dito. I use Monte Carlo simulation to be able to compute kailan yung mga best estimates that I can have. So meaning, ang magiging output nito is will help the municipality where I took the data for them, for tourism purposes. They can, for example, magtatanong, oh, meron kaming bad na ganito, kailan to mag-bloom so that tourists can come and then witness. Kasi very rare ang flower na to. Some of the tourists hindi nila kaagad makikita na there will be a blooming flower. And the blooming will only take place 5 days to 7 days. Napaka-short time period. Very short lang yan. Given that currently there are 15 species of Rafflesia in the Philippines. So in our province, in our island, meron kaming 2 na species. So itong species na to, particularly it's Rafflesia speciosa. So that's one application of mathematics na ginagamit so far. That's one. Second application na pwede ko ipakita right now because we have already submitted this in one journal now. So let me open this. Ano yan? Capture fisheries. Fisheries naman to. Sana yung paper for publication.
When it will happen.
Ito kasama namin dito ay from Japan. Ito kaibigan ko kasi si Angelo Macario. Tapos yung kanyang advisor is isang Japanese. So I help with the modeling ng kanyang work. Ang purpose lang naman nito is anong policy na pwedeng ibibigay to local governments such that there will be control in the use of what you call actually long line na ginagamit ng mga fishermen na kung saan magka-capture sila ng mga specific species of fish. So, gumamit dito, you can look for this. Ang ginamit kong statistical tool dito, puro na to words eh. Kasi syempre dapat ko ipapublish namin to, walang equation. So, ito yung under methodology, gumamit kami ng tinatawag na generalized additive model. So it's a more general feature ng tinatawag ng linear regression. So narinig mo yung linear regression na?
Yung sana yung linear, yung axis po ang gagawin niya po specific para maging linear po yung line.
Yes. So ito naman, generalized. So mas general yung idea na ibibigay niyan kasi ang problema kasi sa mga models are always based on assumptions. And most of the time, nava-violate ang mga assumptions. So maghahanap ka ng nice model to be able to fit your data. So ang nahanap namin is the generalized additive model. And in this case, when we run this data, we did some mga konting changes sa model. We use R, yung R programming language to be able to capture yung pagko-compute ng mga parameters dito and then interpret the model. So currently we submitted this for publication sa ngayon. So yun, that's another application ng mathematics. And there are 2 more pero hindi ko na mahanap. May isa pure math siya. So I think makikita ko to. Open kong archive ang let me see. Kung ma-open ko ang overleaf ko.
Nagpo-programming po sir?
Yeah, nagpo-programming po ako. Ang yung familiar lang talaga ako, I'm using MATLAB, Python, and R programming. So, dun lang talaga ako bihasa. And other programming languages, hindi na ako masyado familiar. I started learning C language. Pero as time goes by, medyo umiiba na. Uy, ba't ang tagal sa'yo? Overleaf tayo. Mag-ano muna ako. Actually, bagal ang internet ko. Obviously. Ayaw.
This side could not be reached.
Hindi ko mapapakita. But I think may isa dito. Let me see. I don't know kung napakita ko na under hanapin ko yung isa. Let me see. Ano nga to? Dengue. Dengue model namin.
Nice.
Ano pala to? Hinahanap ko yung paper na sinubmit namin. Modeling, dengue and policy. Nala pala policy. Desktop. Ito. Sana yan? Co-infection. Ito pala. Ito, we submitted this to one publication. Hindi pala. Dito. I think this one. Hindi rin to. Malita. Proposal siya namin sinubmit eh. So, pakita ko na lang yung dissertation, yung master's thesis ng student ko. He studied actually, and this is for publication na rin. It's a model to look at co-infection between COVID and dengue. Kasi there are case studies na lumalabas na it's hard to distinguish between COVID and dengue nung it was new pa. I don't know ngayon po ba easily distinguished na po ba ang COVID and dengue sa mga hospital cases?
Mga iba pong kasing mga ibang yung sequelan, yung post yung mga nangyayari pagkatapos ng infection. Dahil
Yes.
sila viral, they will be similar. Kunyari, di ba may mga long COVID o kaya iba, yung organs na affect. Sa dengue rin po may ganun eh.
Kaya itong purpose ng is for us to establish parang a surveillance system, and we are to run this later with data. And ito yung parang caricature of the model that we are working with. And these are the equations na gagamitin. So, familiar ka ba sa differential equations? Narinig mo na ba ito? Hello?
Ayan, hello.
Hello?
Hello po?
Sorry.
Ayan,
Ayun, yun. Medyo nag-stop na naman yung internet connection ko dito. Actually, naging mahina po yung internet namin dito because nasira po yung fiber optics namin. So, pinagawa ulit. So, baka hindi pa ganun kapulido yung pagpapagawa.
Opo.
So, ito yung differential equations na ginamit namin, Joshua, to do the modeling. And we tried first, usually when you do modeling in like this, in differential equations, aasikasuhin mo muna kung totoo yung model. Meaning to say, it satisfies yung minimum requirements for it to be a model. So for example, yung ginawa dito, we have to prove well-posedness, meaning to say, meron bang possibility maging negative yung mga values? Kasi di ba bawal naman, walang negative na number of victims or number of cases. So dapat it's always positive. Then second, we are to compute equilibrium points and to try to compute what you call basic reproduction numbers. So, and then do some of the mathematics needed like stability analysis and then some numerical simulations. Meaning we try to look at kung ano ang future cases, kung kailan ba merong tawag ito mga epidemics to happen. So ito yung simulation na gagawin. So these are some things na pwedeng gawin mo in the future. I don't know kung may
kung may parang may outbreak na maliit, kung mapapredict na po kung magiging epidemic or not.
Yes, tama. So sufficient ba siya enough na magiging pandemic ulit or usually kasi kung new diseases lang naman, it's something goes towards pandemic eh. Pero kung mga existing diseases na, so you are now predicting epidemics kung kailan naman in the future at anong mga parameters would lead to such epidemic. So ito yung gamit ng some of the mathematics na pwedeng gagawin. So we are waiting, submit na namin to for publication eh. We're waiting na lang for the reply ng mga namin nag-review. So, hopefully, malapit na yung pag-aaralan mo na to.
Laki pa na matrix. Nice.
Uy, by the way, tayo, 11 by 11 matrix yung pinag-umpisa nito eh. So,
11 matrix lang po.
marami siyang i-compute. Pero by the way, dito manual ng pagko-compute namin, gumagamit na kami ng mga symbolic algebra ng mga softwares to help us. Otherwise kasi, ang hirap na to eh, mag-compute. So, computers na itong pinapa-compute namin pa isa-isa. Siyempre, we are to ano. By the way, ang dami yung dinaanan, ang ending, ito lang yun. No? Yun, ito yung final result. Ang dami yung ginawa para lang para lumabas lang yan. So anyway, so that's it so far, Joshua. So thank you. So see you next week. Ano natin? So prepare mo lang sa pagsasagot ng mga just message me kung may mga tanong ka about sa assignments.
Maraming salamat.
Alright, so salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, sir.
Okay, have a good night. O, kain na, mukhang gutom ka na eh. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye po.